We're back. Are we upright?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to make sure this is actually camera ready.
Oh my gosh, we're just, oh.
We meant to do that. All right.
It's because of all the cookies we've been eating.
Not
Can't
me.
get it together.
Not me.
Yeah.
I have been so excited about doing this cleanse that my husband and I started on the 30th. Yes, we started on New Year's, what was it? Wait, Saturday? This past Saturday. So I'm almost a week in. So I can give you some insights into some of the things that we've been experiencing over the past week, if you would like as well. So again, we've got our questions and everything coming in, so we're having some people come.
We're gonna have to get a little bit more cozy here.
We're family. So, okay. So we have some people joining us now, coming back to us.
Trying to see the questions.
Okay, scoot in more, Dee Dee.
And more.
Okay.
There we go. There's 3 of us here today, so.
Hopefully that got our technical difficulties out of the way and we're just smooth sailing here on out.
That's exciting.
Okay. All right, let's get
Yes, let's go.
Let's get down to business.
Excellent. Okay, so we had a few questions that we threw out there earlier for those of you that just joined us. Starting a 21-day purification program can be daunting for a lot of people. It's something that it's like, oh my gosh, 21 days, what do I eat? And we gonna let you know the first few days can be rough for some people.
Okay, let's define rough because some people think rough means like you're chained in your bathroom. That's not what we mean. It's not that kind of cleanse.
Okay, good.
There's not going to be surprise
This is my first time.
Surprise explosions at any point in time.
So uneventful cleanse.
Yes, so you're eating an abundance of food, and that's what a lot of people think of detoxes or cleanses are. They think that you're going to be drinking some sort of weird lemon drink or whatnot.
Yeah.
No, that's not the case.
There's nothing that comes in a bottle. Nothing is pre-made. Part of the 21 days is helping you to kind of explore how you can change habits and eat real food. So this isn't like a pre-packaged anything, which it can also be daunting for some people, but believe me, it's so worth it. You're going to really get some skills out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are people that have done this that, had to learn to boil water, really, and have been successful. So don't think that just because you don't cook every night doesn't mean that you can't make it through this cleanse. We can actually give you pointers along the way.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why you might want to cleanse. So your body it's a natural detox machine. So you have tons of just the way your body's made is to filter out the bad stuff and keep the good stuff, and that keeps your energy going. That's why you have elimination happening in your body on a daily basis through sweat also. So that happens naturally, but one of the things that is really important to understand is that the world that we live in now is way different from how we've evolutionarily developed since creation. So we've kind of mucked things up quite a bit, and and so we live in the DFW area, so we're living in a metropolitan area. We've got car pollution, we've got
Who knows what's in the water if you don't filter it.
water pollution, and then you go, that's outside, factory pollution, that kind of thing too. And then you go inside the home and you've got pollution from cleaning materials, from beauty products, from even now in the foods that we eat, there's a lot of chemical components. And so we're overloading our filters. So if you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s and you've
Almost 40.
and you've never cleansed, you basically have filters that you've never cleaned out. So imagine your air filter in your dryer, or like your oil filter in your car, and you never changed it for 30, 40, 50 years.
You wouldn't have a car anymore.
Your dryer would catch on fire.
Yes, your house would have been burned down by now. Now, we don't want to burn down our home.
Right.
This body is the home we live in. So we want to make sure that that is kept nice and clean. All right. So we talked about the sources of toxicity, right? Some of the things that we can get are food supply, water supply, the air we breathe. Everything really has some level of toxicity in it. And really at this point right now, knowing what you eat is so important. Even knowing what you eats is important these days. I mean, if you have a cow that eats grains filled with antibiotics, grains which they're not supposed to eat, that's going to create a sick animal. So if you eat the meat from a sick animal, how can you expect to be healthy? So part of what this 21-day purification program does is it actually gives you a way to look at food differently, to really scrutinize what you're eating. Does it come from the ground? Is it grown by a farmer that knows what he's doing? So on and so forth. So you can start looking into more of that.
It makes me more aware because before I started here, I didn't really, know about that. I just went to the grocery store and be like, oh, it's meat. It's a good price. Let's just put it in the basket.
Yeah.
Cook it and eat it.
It's on sale.
Yeah, yeah, it's like $2.
Yeah, and we never wonder why it's $2.
No, yeah, I never did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to say I was one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us at one point or another have been there unless we were raised this way because it's, I mean, these are new things that we have to worry about that even like our grandparents didn't have to be concerned about.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to worry about genetically modified foods when I was growing up. It was not in our food supply except for the past 15 years. That's it.
Yeah. So it's really those millennials that are growing up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it.
Yep.
So a few reasons that you might not want to cleanse. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, this is not going to be for you. That's not a time when you want to get toxicity stirred up in your body. So you can absolutely do the eating portion of this, but you wouldn't want to do the supplement portion.
Right. Right. And particularly if you're pregnant, you want to make sure that day 11 through 21 is what you're following as far as the food protocol. We'll get into that momentarily, but it's where you have protein in there. You always want to make sure you have plenty of protein during pregnancy and breastfeeding as well.
So we have a great resource for you called the Toxicity Questionnaire, and this is a great place to start because just like anything else, you want to track your progress with some numbers. Numbers are going to tell you the story.
There's objective findings.
Objective findings, yeah. And so before you get started on any of this, look on Dr. Jen's recipes.
Two ends.
Yeah, where's my paper?
There you go.
drjensrecipes.com/category/21-day cleanse. And you can just go to Dr. Jen's recipes and type that in the search bar and find it. And we'll also put it in the comments below so you can just click the link to it. And in there is going to be something called the Toxicity Questionnaire. It's a 2-page questionnaire, and you just circle the numbers. It'll ask you about different symptoms. Do you have low energy? Are you having trouble sleeping? Do you have dry skin? And you're just going to circle to what extent that you're experiencing that, and then add up all of your numbers. You're going to get a grand total. And you'll expect, after you do the 21-day cleanse, that grand total is going to decrease dramatically.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you can retake it afterward and kind of look through some of those, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I am sleeping better. I am. My digestion is better. I'm not really noticing that. So it's a great way to reward yourself mentally by, great job. Oh, look at all this stuff I did for myself at the end too.
Yeah. Good pat on the back.
Yeah, good pat on the back.
We all need that.
So we always have a lot of questions, come at us when the purification starts. And so we've actually created this purification on a page. Again, you can get this at Dr. Jen's Recipes, 2 N's. And this right here is something you can put on your refrigerator. This answers the majority of the questions you will have on one simple page. You can print it off, put it on your refrigerator, and you can look at it. It's like, can I eat this? Can I eat that? I guarantee you it's on this page, and if not, ask us, and we'll add it for the next cleanse that comes up. So you can refer to this as much as you want. It tells you how to take the supplements. It tells you what to do days 1 through 7. days 1 through 10, 11 through 21, everything. It really makes it simple for you, simplifies it all on one page.
So we have a couple of questions coming in. The first one is, are you recommending the foot bath in concert with this? So the ion cleanse is something that you can do a little bit later on, but not right away, especially if this is your first time. The detox that you're going to get from the cleanse itself is going to be plenty. If this is your 5th, 6th, 7th time, or your toxicity score is really low to begin with, then you can consider that. And a lot of you have that as part of your plan here at HealthWorks, so just ask us about it. But right in the beginning, it's going to be too much altogether. You're already going to be doing a lot, and you're going to be detoxing a lot, so maybe not complicate it right in the beginning.
Right.
And then the documents, I think, might not be there quite yet, but they will be before you start the cleanse. We'll get them up there real soon. Okay.
Any more questions?
Tell me, you guys, have you done the cleanse before? And if you have, how was it? After a couple of days, my energy's really high. Yes.
It took me about 3. Both my husband and I were doing it, and it took me about 3 days. With that, I'd like to go ahead and just preface that with those of you that have coffee every single day. I'm speaking to those that drink more than just your average 2 to 3 cups in the morning. Like cups, not cups.
Not Yetis.
Yes.
You know who you are.
It's really, we're not starting this until, it's going to be a week away now for most people that are getting started.
A week and 1 day.
A week and 1 day, yes, a week
Yes.
and 1 day. So I would really want to stress to you to start bringing back your coffee intake. Maybe do half calf, half, decaf to start off with, to slowly wean yourself off, because caffeine is a drug and you do become addicted to it, and the withdrawal symptoms are severe fatigue, headache, and things like that. So I would start today to nothing after noon.
You
today.
get forewarned.
Yes.
Although that is harsh, this is way better, believe me.
I'm doing it because I love you. Trust me. Just slowly wean yourself off. You have a whole week to do it, and usually it takes about a week to do it successfully, but you want to wean yourself off. I would say don't drink any caffeine of any sort at all, even black tea, Coke, or anything like that that has caffeine in it past noon. Try and keep it before that. Then kind of inch back a little bit more. Do half-calf coffee or something like that. And then maybe you can add in the green tea. Green tea is okay on the cleanse. So it does have caffeine, not as powerful and potent, say, as in coffee or Coke or anything like that. So, but it's going to help take that edge off. And if you can slowly wean yourself off through this next week, you'll be so much better off on Saturday when you get started. Trust me on this.
Yeah. Okay, so some of you guys have tried before. First time was a success. First few days were hard. Yeah, especially the first time. And that's, okay, so if you'll notice, we're all starting on the 14th, which is a Saturday. And the reason for that is because that gives you Saturday and Sunday to kind of get through those first couple days, which you might be tired, you might be a little headachy, a little body achy, and so you can take a nap, you can jump in the Epsom salt tub, and just kind of really take care of yourself during that time.
Yeah. Don't plan on going out or anything like that. Just chill. Give yourself that downtime. This is a gift to yourself.
Yeah, it really is.
I was wondering why we were starting on a Saturday, so that was one of my questions. But now I know.
Yeah. And Patrick, this is awesome. So I remember this. Lowered my insulin level needs, and reduced my A1C. Yes.
That was huge.
Yes. Super big win, and so many people see this. So some of the thought process behind the cleanse is to stabilize blood sugar. and this is why you don't go for a lot of bananas or high sugar fruits, is because so many of us have a lot of blood sugar swings. And you're going to know that this is you, even if you're not in the diabetic range, because you get super ravenously hungry and can't concentrate. Hangry.
Yes.
Hangry. If you get hangry, then you're having some blood sugar swings, and so that's a good indicator for you that this would be right for you. And then when you start the cleanse, because you're not getting those inputs of sugar like you're used to, it's going to be a little bit challenging for you. You're going to have some sugar cravings. You're going to want to kind of break and eat some of those quick carbs that you've been used to. And so your way to help with that is going to be to eat more fat. So fat is super nourishing. It'll help take away some of those sugar cravings.
What?
I know this comes as a shock to you.
Not really. Not anybody that knows us.
Oh, and good point. You may not know you're hangry, but ask your friends and family.
Yes.
Your
Take a
children,
Yes,
poll.
Julie.
Take a poll.
your children will tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and okay. So one thing I wanted to tell you is that HealthWorks, and I personally have some cleanse recipes pinned to Pinterest. So that's pinterest.com/Dr. Christy Life or HealthWorks TX. You'll see a cleanse board there, and on that board is something called butter mints. And
So good.
they're so good. There's a lot of different varieties that you can do. It's coconut oil and butter and a little bit of flavor, and then you can get real fancy with it and pipe it out, like make little mints?
Those little, just, the little mints
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. And then you have to keep them in the fridge, obviously, because they are oil and they will melt. But when you're having a sugar craving, you can eat one of those, and especially if you sweeten it with a little bit of stevia, perhaps, which is totally cleanse legal, then that's going to be something that is like a nice little treat for you that will help with those sugar cravings.
and not the powdered stevia, the liquid stevia works
Yeah.
best because it has a lot of fillers in the powdered stevia.
And while we're talking about blood sugar and sugar cravings, let's talk about
The optional
Genema.
supplements, yes. Okay, this is a godsend to a lot of people that have those hangry feelings. This really helps regulate blood sugar. Part of what the purification program does is it helps regulate insulin. So when we're eating the standard American diet, or SAD, you eat a high carbohydrate diet, so that pancreas is constantly being pounded to produce more insulin. This is why type 2 diabetes is so prevalent these days, is because we are just destroying our pancreas by just the food that we're told to eat. I mean, 6 to 11 servings a day of carbohydrates that have been the basis of the food pyramid for how many decades? And we still can't get that out of our system. We're addicted. We are truly addicted. This particular product, Genema, helps regulate blood sugar, and it helps you take the edge off those sugar cravings. It's not going to take them completely away.
It's not magic,
No,
sadly.
but it will help keep that under control.
Yeah.
Do you take it several times a day? Or do you take it as needed?
It says 1 tablet 1 to 2 times a day. So take it at this. I would say the times a day that you would want to take this is the most likely time that you would get those sugar cravings is around 10 o'clock in the morning and between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. Those are the times a day where your blood sugar naturally will take that dive. So that would be the recommended time frame to take this to kind of take the edge off.
And something that that I learned one time about this that really stuck with me is kind of cool. If you take one of these tablets and you suck on it, okay, so do this prior to the cleanse. You're having a sugar craving and you want to have something sweet. Take one of these tablets and suck on it, and then eat whatever that is that you wanted. It will cure you of wanting it, because that you can't taste the sugar.
It makes my mouth water. You talking about it?
and so you'll get
It's a neural feedback.
yeah, a
type
little bit
thing
of a this ain't so great for you feeling.
Yeah, it's like one of those, you put the rubber band around your wrist and you flick it every time you have some sort of bad thought or.
It's more mental pain than physical pain. Though. Like your mouth isn't gonna sting, but it just doesn't taste right to you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about eating more fat. Let's talk about it. Butter and avocado, yes and yes. Even though this is the first 10 days are vegan, there are some exceptions to it, and butter is one of them. And I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gives
Yeah.
flavor to those vegetables you'll be eating. It really helps
I'm
curb
excited
a lot
about
of
butter.
Yes. Now, what butter are you going to use? That is really where it's at. We really prefer Kerrygold butter, and not the butter in the tub. It's kind of difficult to find. They usually add canola oil to this particular brand, but Kerrygold really is an excellent pastured butter. Pastured means the cows they get the milk from, or the cream from, they've been raised on pasture, and so it has a high level of vitamin content, specifically K2, which is excellent for your heart. It's so important for your heart. So Kerrygold butter is actually good for your heart. Whoa!
We love it. We have it at our house. We
Yeah,
put
It's
it
good
on.
stuff.
Yeah, just spoon that on.
Mhm.
Emily, yeah, good. MCT oil, coconut oil, flax, chia, hemp seeds. Yes.
All those are good.
Avocado, that's a go-to for sure. Kerrygold is at Whole Foods, yes, and also Costco. All right, great. Does that answer your fat questions? Yes or no? Let me know, and we can come back to it if you need to. All right. So let's get into the nitty gritty, like how you're going to do this. So, dig into my little stash here.
You want to equal some? We'll kind of display.
I feel like being on my
Cleanse, yeah.
Yep.
flip the letter. Watch too much television.
I'll take this one right here.
Okay.
All right.
You don't need all of this.
No.
We're having options here too. Okay. So the basics are that the cleanse is divided up into two parts. The first part, you're going to eat vegan with those exceptions, and you're going to take certain supplements,
SP Cleanse.
SP Cleanse, that are designed to help draw toxicity from your tissues and help you to eliminate them. So,
These are the two.
go ahead and
There's-
take it from there.
There is also a smoothie shake recipe that we're going to be demonstrating for you next week. And also that will be up on both the Pinterest and the Dr. Jen's recipes as well, so you can always refer back. But there's two different types of SP Complete. This is a protein powder. Now, since you're eating vegan, you're not getting a whole lot of protein, so we don't want any muscle wasting happening. We want to make sure that you're getting that protein every single day. And 2 scoops of this has enough protein, say, that would be in a piece of chicken breast. So it really is good. You can have up to 4 shakes a day with this, up to 4. Now, I don't know how many people actually do that. Most people usually between 1 and 2, and they use this as their breakfast. It makes it super simple. They don't have to think about breakfast. Throw everything into a blender. You're done.
And this time next week, we're going to demonstrate one of the shakes for you.
Yes.
So we'll show you how to do it.
All right. So
Do you need a blender, or can you put it in the blender bottle? Does that taste?
You can. The taste isn't super fabulous, so it's a lot better if you can do it in a blender and put some of the low glycemic fruits in, get a little more greens in there too.
Okay.
But depending on what your tolerance is to that kind of thing, you can absolutely put it in the little shaker bottle and just put some water with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
neither of these really have any flavor at all, so you can make it your own, and that's what I really like about these. You can make these your own. And again, this is your breakfast. It makes it really simple. So breakfast is something you don't have to think about. You just throw everything into a blender, and this is a big part of it.
I like that.
Yeah, it does make it easy. So if you just want to blend it up, and if you have to head out the door, you're good to go.
You know, one thing that I notice if I cleanse this time of year is that I really want warm food because, you know, I mean, it's cold outside. But I'll still do a shake and then just follow it with a little bit of hot tea. So you can have any herbal tea, green tea is fine. And that helps to satisfy that a little bit for me if you find you're running into that. And the SP Complete comes in regular and dairy-free.
Dairy-free.
Yeah.
Just for the dairy sensitive. If you already know that you're sensitive to dairy, definitely get this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put it over here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then during that time, go ahead.
This is day 1 through 7. You're going to be taking SP Cleanse. You will finish SP Cleanse, this bottle, in the 7th day. So don't think you have to get any more. This will be done.
That's a point of confusion for a lot of people, and we're gonna, when it gets to be that time and we're on the live broadcast, we're gonna remind you about it. But days 1 through 10, you're eating vegan, but days 1 through 7 is the SP Complete. So usually people run out of this on day 7, as they should, and then
They panic.
they panic
Yes.
and think they've done something wrong. But there's just a little bit of a difference there.
Yeah. So after the SP Cleanse is done, then you move up. Nope, you got that one.
Well, keep going with that because they're going to
Oh,
do
okay.
that too.
So during the day 1 through 7 that you're taking the SP Cleanse, you will be taking gastrofiber. There's also another fiber depending on what you do. Thank you. There's the right there.
There it is.
There's 2 different fibers that we have. How do you know which one to choose? Well, what I usually say is if you have in the past had any issues with, say, psyllium fiber, like it really causes you a lot of bloating or distress, I would say go with the whole food fiber. This is actually a powder, and you put it into your smoothie. You will need to take it 3 times a day. This actually has a bit of a sweet taste because it's beet fiber, so it doesn't taste bad. So you can put this in water. You can shake it up in the blender bottle if you got one, and you can take it that way. You can make another smoothie. That's a great way to add in another snack for you, especially in those first few days when you're really hungry. You can do like a half a shake or something to kind of tide you over a bit and put the whole food fiber in there. If you don't have an issue with psyllium fiber, the gastrofiber is fantastic. You'll take this again 3 times a day with each meal, and you will be taking this throughout the entire program. We really want you to be vocal with us during this time. If you have any issues with constipation, bloating, or anything like that, we can advise you as to what to do. We'll check on how much water you're drinking, because drinking a lot of water during a detox is so important. You've got to get things out.
And you're getting way more fiber than you're used to, so you will have issues with irregularity if you do not drink enough water.
Right.
And that's a miserable place to be, so track your water if you're one of those people, and please keep up with your water intake.
And talk to us, be vocal with us, okay? We'll make sure that we walk you through it and change things along the way. Everybody's an individual, so we want to make sure that everybody's getting the most out of their purification program.
Okay, so then now you're on day 8, and you're gonna keep up with this. You're gonna keep these going.
Okay.
And you're gonna add in
SP Green Food. How many of you like to eat green vegetables?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, come
With
on.
butter.
Who doesn't? Come on.
hurts if you do, likes if you don't.
If you add butter to it, you'll love it.
Exactly. So this is actually adding in the green food, the greens that you probably don't eat on a regular basis, especially if you are accustomed to the standard American diet. Sometimes it's hard to eat a salad every day or with every meal. Let's just face it. So this is going to add that in. It's going to further cleanse. You know, vegetables do cleanse. Okay.
Wait, what's the angry face?
So we really want to make sure that you get the greens in there as much as possible. So this is going to really add to the load that you're already putting in there. So this is going to take you through the entire rest of the cleanse. You will actually do 8 through 21 with this particular product here. And you'll be done with it at the very end.
One thing that is super interesting to me is that the molecule of chlorophyll is very close to the molecule of hemoglobin. So the substance in the plant that makes it green is very, very similar to the substance in us that makes our blood red. And so our body can actually use that to convert into your blood is what takes healing chemicals all places in your body. And so your body can actually use that green food to convert into restoring your blood system as well, which is really, really cool to me.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is not just, say, a intestinal cleanse. This is a whole body cleanse. I mean, this touches every single aspect of your body. So,
Including your mind.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about that in a second. That's a good point.
hmm
Okay, do we keep taking our supplements during the cleanse or do we pause those?
That's on an individual basis. Now, if I currently have you on a protocol, I do want you to continue that protocol unless you feel it's going to be too burdensome for you. If you're already kind of thinking, oh my gosh, I'm taking all these pills with the cleanse and I'm already taking all these other things on this particular protocol that I'm doing for this period of time, again, vocal with me, shoot me an email, most likely you have it already, so be sure to let me know and we can kind of pare things down a bit. Some things you may not have to take during the cleanse, but others may be essential. So again, that's an individual basis, so please contact me with that.
Yeah. So basically, if you feel like you can do it all, then go ahead and do it. But if not, and Dr. Taylor's placed you on a protocol, go ahead and contact her with that. Nutrition at Healthworks TX. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other optional items. We've already talked about the gymnema. For those of you with a sweet tooth, you will absolutely want to consider that.
All right. So we have a lot of things. We have omegas. Excellent to take this. So they're so anti-inflammatory that having some sort of omega-3 during this process is really important. The tuna omega, the cod liver oil, both of those will really work well with this cleanse and give you those extra anti-inflammatory properties that you're looking for in some sort of cleanse and detox. Okra pepsin, for those that have or have been diagnosed or have serious gastrointestinal issues, the okra pepsin E3, this is a very, very potent mucosal builder. What I mean by that is our entire digestive system has a mucus lining that helps things pass, helps protect the lining, helps absorb nutrients, everything. However, if you've been diagnosed with, say, diverticulitis or diverticulosis, that can be very, very painful condition, and that means that area has been breached, that mucosal lining has been breached, and therefore that lining of your intestinal system is inflamed, it's irritated, and sometimes it can get infected. This will heal that. I have actually seen patients that have bouts and bouts and bouts of diverticulitis, and once we get this on with them for a regular basis, they don't have another one as long as they are continually healing that gut lining. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. Then we also have our probiotics. Now we encourage everybody to eat probiotics, like say the Bubbies, pickles and sauerkraut. Those are excellent and perfect for the cleanse.
Perfect for the cleanse. And just heads up, if you plan on doing that during the cleanse, now's the time to start. And we have videos on how to make your own sauerkraut for just pennies a day on our YouTube. So YouTube/HealthWorksTX. And it's something like this, Lactoprime, is much more pricey than making your own sauerkraut, and you're going to get the same benefits out of it. So if cost is an issue for you, like if you've got that cost time thing. So if you've got more time than money, or you just want to have a different option, the sauerkraut is fabulous, so easy to make, and we've got a video that Britt made for us on our YouTube. So
yes, it's very good. It's so fresh and homemade, and it's much more fun to eat.
yeah,
To take a pill.
you're already going to be taking a few pills.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but if that's not an option for you, there is other options as far as taking a probiotic, which is highly recommended, because as you're detoxing, you're also kind of getting rid of things like candida or yeast. Candida is responsible for so many things. It can be responsible for joint pain. It can be responsible for you not feeling, it can be responsible for depression. So adding in these good guys, the good army, if you will, is really going to help you heal overall, your entire body, your mind and your body, your digestive system, immune system, everything. So make sure however you decide to add them in, It's up to you. Again, an individual choice. There's so many different options. You can purchase a great sauerkraut at the store. Bubby's only is the only one that we recommend at this point. You can find it regularly at Whole Foods and Sprouts. You can make your own, which is super fun and very, very inexpensive. I mean, it's fun to do something like that, to try something new. Or you can actually do a pill probiotic. It's up to you. So many different options. Everybody's individual. All right. Let me put those on. Questions.
You know what? We're freezing up a little bit, guys. So if I miss any of your questions, we will absolutely come back to it and answer you in the comments. I'm having a little bit of technical. Well, surprise, surprise! I'm having a little bit of technical issue. So if I don't see your comment, I will come back and look at it for you.
I think it's
So, all right, we'll just continue on. Okay, so that's. Oh wait, one more. Hold on.
Oh, that's a good one.
You don't want to miss this one. Nice job,
Oh,
Vanna.
that's right.
So that one is Redmond clay, and this is something that you can add to your detox baths, and it is also very drawing, so it will help you with elimination and soreness that you might be experiencing. So great addition to the cleanse.
It's luxurious too.
Yeah.
It actually is something you'll feel like you're doing so good for yourself.
It's not breakable.
Will I have to be running to the bathroom all the time? No, you won't. Typically what people experience is that they do need to use the restroom more because your body is eliminating. But it's not one of those like, I'm urgent, I must go to the bathroom right now kind of deals.
Kidneys are working a little bit more efficiently, so usually urination tends to be a little bit more. But as far as, let's just talk about it, as bowel movements is probably what most people are worried about. No, there's not going to be any accidents or anything like that. There's nothing like that you're going to be running to the bathroom for at all. Nobody's ever experienced that.
You are taking quite a bit of fiber, which is part of the physical scrubbing out, cleansing of your digestive tract. So you will have more bowel movements, but not any sort of urgent deal.
Right.
Yeah, that was a question my husband had asked me a couple nights ago because he does work outside and he is in a bucket truck, and so that was his question to me, and I was like, I will find out.
Yeah, nothing urgent, nothing that's going to, have you look
That
like
could lead to
this.
some terrible
Like a commercial.
situations.
I've seen those commercials where they're like, uh-oh, do you have a moment? So nothing like that?
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I won't be in the cold lazy room. I'll be running to the restroom. Just kidding.
If Dee Dee's gone, you know where.
I'm cleansing.
Okay, let's see. I think we covered all of that. What to expect. Any more questions about what to expect? Let me know. Is there a tea I can replace coffee with? Yes, any green tea or herbal tea.
Yeah. If you're a coffee drinker, I would say, again, slowly wean off the coffee, and then the green tea is really great. As a matter of fact, I just put on Dr. Jen's recipes a green tea latte. It has butter in it. It's got coconut oil in it. It's got actually matcha green tea. It's a green tea powder, so it has a little extra punch to it. So if you want to look on that, you can actually see that on Dr. Jen's recipes. It's very, very good, and it'll keep you fuller longer because it has a good fat in it as well.
So kind of like a bulletproof coffee, but for green
Green tea.
Nice.
Exactly.
All right. Get on board with that. And what was it? Somebody, Kristen, if you're still on, tell us what that, you had a turmeric tea mix of some kind. That she really, I saw her raving about it on Instagram.
Oh.
But also we have
The golden milk.
Golden milk on
Yes.
Dr. Jen's recipes, which is another great warm drink, which we're going to crave during the winter.
Yeah, it's very warming, not just because you drink it warm, but turmeric is a very, very warming anti-inflammatory. It makes you feel warm just when you put it in your food or anything like that. So it's a very warming properties with it. So if you're feeling a little cold in the inside or you need a little extra energy, it is a perfect thing to start with.
Okay, so Kristen says it's Golden Milk by Giam, Giam. So if you're looking for something easy. Emily recommends Rubio's Chai.
Oh, I like that, yes.
What do I replace chewing tobacco with?
Oh my gosh.
Green tea leaves. Hello.
It's like my husband.
That would be your husband.
You could just quit it. 21 days makes a habit.
Suck on a Gymnema.
And then my husband says, chew on bark instead.
I like that too. It's cheaper.
See him gnawing on a tree.
His teeth will be so sharp.
Yes, yes.
And then, okay, so cleanse with a friend.
Or a husband.
Or a husband. A
If
family
he
member.
comes home with wings or pizza, he's dead.
You've been forewarned.
It's it's some people are lone wolves, but it's much easier if you have a friend. And this cleanse is open to anybody. You don't have to be a patient here. So if you know somebody and you want to be cleanse buddies, somebody that you can maybe go out and take a nice stroll around the neighborhood with in the evenings, share recipes, please invite them. This cleanse is available to anybody. This resource is available to anybody, and you'll be doing them a huge favor too.
And that kind of goes along with tell those that aren't doing it with you, say maybe people in your family or your circle of influence, let them know what you're doing and tell them why you're doing it. Because they're going to be bringing in donuts, they're going to be, have candy bowls on their desks or whatnot, and let them know and be serious with them. They may make fun or whatnot of what you're doing, but tell them why you're doing it. It's not just to lose weight and feel great. It's for your health. This is long-term health. This is from the inside out, cleansing your entire body, and help them celebrate with you.
It's a great way to start a new year. Let's just get rid of that old year, bring in the new year, cleanse it on out, bring in new health.
Yeah, so talk to your circle of influence and let them know what you're doing, because it is for 21 days, and then there's a lot of things that goes on, as far as socially that happens that could turn things around and try and get you. We know those people that try and say, "Oh, come on, you get a piece of cake. Come on, it's just one piece of cake."
They're not stealing your fire.
Yes, don't let them do that to you, because it can be very, very easy to fall off the wagon.
So you've got a little bit over a week to prepare, and so preparation is key. You're going to want to make sure that you've got some meals planned. You've got the junky stuff that you might crave and cave into out of the house, just completely out of the house, because it's 9 o'clock at night, you're sitting there, you really want a cookie, you're used to having a cookie at 9 o'clock at night. If that cookie is at the grocery store, you're not going to go get that cookie.
Exactly.
But if that cookie is in your cabinet, you might be going to get the cookie. So just clean that stuff out of the house. Donate to that friend who refuses to do the cleanse with you. Or you and your friend buddy up and you help each other stay accountable and clean out your cabinets.
Yes.
What do you do with the children?
Well, in my
Can I get rid of them in 21 days?
Any takers of Dee Dee's kids?
There's several of them.
We've got teenagers to pre-K.
Yeah. Take your pick. They're all cute.
They are cute. In my house, we clean out the cabinets regardless.
Okay.
Because at one point, we had the teenagers do the cleanse with us, and they were really on board, and then they hated us. So it depends on you.
Mine hate me anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of all relative.
I mean, it just depends on your teenagers. So teenagers are absolutely able to do this and can benefit from this. I mean, it might be a good selling point. A lot of teenagers could have a little bit of acne, and this could help clear it up. So that's, they're real big on how they look. So that would be a selling point. So they can do it. But if they're not doing it, I think that if you just clean that stuff out of the house and offer the food choices, then they get a little bit of that cleanse anyway without,
That's a great
actually
idea.
cleansing.
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit with them, and they're kind of like looking at us like, really?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. They'd be like, okay, you slim down, see your abs a little bit better for summer, and cleaner skin.
They would like that.
Just have to, know how to sell it.
Girls will love this.
That's great.
That's right. Girls
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
Can we bulletproof wine?
No. That would be, that's just wrong.
Was
no,
that Julie?
No.
That's
no.
hilarious.
Don't do anything to wine. Just like you never add anything to cheesecake. I know, right? No, you just keep it just like this. You don't ever add anything.
We got real serious when she said cheesecake.
Yeah.
Are we really talking about cheesecake on the
I'm on the cleanse. And I can talk about cheesecake. I'm fine. I'm in day 6 or 7 or something like that. I'm good.
What were we talking about?
Bulletproof wine.
yeah, I remember that part.
That's when you went astray.
Teenagers, yeah.
What was before
Basically,
that?
how to handle the other people in your house.
Cleaning
and
out
how
that
not.
pantry.
Oh, clean out.
Mhm.
Oh, preparation. There we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so get your recipes together. Go on Dr. Jen's recipes. Go on the Pinterest board, and there's so many great recipes. During the cold months, I actually kind of like doing the cleanse during the cold months because soups are really, really, really easy to make, and they feel just so hearty and nice during the winter time.
And you can make a big batch as well, and that way, you could make a big pot of soup, and you can have it for dinner, and you can bring it to work for lunch and things like that. So it makes it a little bit easier. So you're not cooking every single night. I love leftovers. Leftovers is huge for me because it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, my favorite ways to do a soup is in the Instapot, for those of you Instapot fans. So you just put a little butter in there, saute your veggies as you need to, throw in whatever your liquid is going to be, and bone broth is actually okay on the cleanse. It's one of those exceptions to the vegan rule. So that's what I use. It's super healing, stock full in nutrition. Turn that Instapot on, cook it all day long, and then use an immersion blender in it. And you've got like a one-pot meal that is delicious. It's the easiest cleanse recipe.
Yeah, and then to add just a little more bulk into it, it's like so you're not just eating. Some people think that soup is not a meal. I don't know why, but there's
a hearty soup.
Yes, you want a hearty soup, but pair it with a salad and put everything you can think of on that salad. That is obviously cleanse friendly, but a lot of different vegetables. You can even add strawberries on top if you want to in a salad. Baby spinach with some strawberries on top.
I'm getting so hungry.
I know. I'm
It
starving
is getting to
myself
be
here,
lunchtime.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do. There's so many different things you can do. But again, if you have trouble finding ideas or you're kind of stumped or stuck, there's so many resources out there. You can actually look up 21-day purification recipes on Google.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bloggers who have done this, so they will document their whole 21 days, what they ate every day. So if you're a person that might not want to do the work, you could just follow along what someone else did, and they've got pictures and recipes, and
no
it's
reason
easy.
to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
There's other people that have done this numerous times.
So big no-nos based off of some of the questions here. Big no-nos are no alcohol, no grains, soy, beans, or legumes except for lentils. No sugar, dairy, nuts, or seeds are okay, and no eggs.
And the reason for these exceptions, not that eggs are bad for you, not that nuts are bad for you. This is another benefit. I mean, we've talked about all the benefits you get from this purification program. However, this is also an elimination program as well. Taking out the most allergenic foods like soy, eggs, wheat, will really help, and nuts also. We also know that's a big allergen around these days. Taking those out for 21 days, and then afterwards adding them in one by one, you will get to see how you respond to those. Until you take them out of your diet, you really don't know how you respond to them. So once you add them back in, if your response is great, yes, I feel strong, no bloating, gastrointestinal issues, or You can sometimes get acid reflux. You'll know exactly how your body likes those foods, because if it doesn't, it's adding to inflammation in your body, and it's also adding to things like weight gain, depression, joint pain, body pain, etc.
I like that because I wasn't aware of why we were taking those out, but now that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it gives your digestive tract a chance to reset.
I like it.
So we're gonna be, last call for questions. If you guys have any questions right now, last call on questions. And then we're gonna be checking in with you every Friday on the cleanse. So next Friday, right before we start. So get your questions together. That'd be a great time to ask them. It'll be a little bit shorter in the future. We won't have to go through everything. And you can, of course, refer back to this video when you have questions. Put a little reminder in your phone, and we'll be here around 12:15-ish. We have to finish up, and then we have to have our technical problems, as per usual. I'm just going to say it. And so we'll be here to answer your questions and kind of check in with you along the way. Share your wins. If you have any really great wins or things that you're noticing about your body, I absolutely want to hear about it. And we'll be a little support group for each other, too.
Yeah, we're all in this together, and that's why doing it as a group is so powerful.
All right.
That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Any questions that you might have?
No, so far that's good. You guys have been answering the questions that I've been asking or been wondering. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm just a little nervous about the first 3 days, but other than that, I'm good. But that's why I have a support group.
Right, exactly.
Safety in numbers. Hi! All right, you guys. I think that's it.
All right, so for those of you that have maybe some supplement questions, if you're in current protocols or anything, this is the week to actually get me those questions so we can get you going, get you right off the bat. All right, guys, see you later.
Bye!